guys, it's Allison. Welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be talking about getting a month ahead with your finances. So I have my budget planner here to kind of help me demonstrate, illustrate what the heck I'm talking about. I personally am going to be trying to get a month ahead on my own finances throughout the rest of 2020 while also meeting my other financial goals. So I thought it would be a good video to show you guys what exactly I mean, what I'm doing to try to accomplish that. So first off, let's talk about what it actually means to be a month ahead on your finances. If you've never heard that before, or maybe you've heard it but don't really understand how that works, I'm going to try to explain it using this calendar to help me out. So basically, getting a month ahead for me, I'm going to be trying to get a month ahead on my finances, which I feel like that's what most people try to do because most people do a monthly budget. I do budgets per paycheck, but since I still kind of like go based on a monthly bill cycle, I still want to try to get a month ahead on my finances. So getting a month ahead basically means you are using the prior month's income to pay for the current month's expenses. So let me kind of show you, explain that sort of. So I get paid twice a month. I get paid on the last day of the month and the 15th. So you can see my two paychecks in May right here. So my situation is a little bit weird because since I get paid on the last day of the month, I actually use this paycheck to pay for the next month of stuff because obviously I can't go back with money I haven't received yet. So I use this paycheck at the end of the month and I count that as like paid on the first of the next month is kind of how I keep it in my head. So that will be paid. So this paycheck on the last day of May will be used to pay June expenses. That is pretty much how that works. So for me, getting a month ahead on my finances, basically the money that I receive on the 30th and the 15th for May would be used to pay for June expenses. Okay, so this one would not, this is not what I'm talking about, this one that already is used for June expenses. So this would be literally the money that I get paid in May would be used to pay for stuff in June. None of my bills that come due in May would be paid for with income that I earned in May. Hopefully that makes sense for you guys. So basically you would always have 1 month's worth of expenses saved in your checking account is pretty much how this works. And I really just like the idea of that. It's like a secondary emergency fund kind of, and it relieves some financial stress if you're on a tight budget, and it helps you avoid, like if you have something unexpected, you don't necessarily have to worry about meeting your actual bills. You can kind of figure that out without worrying that your normal bills are covered. So that is kind of the thinking behind that. Hopefully you guys are following what I'm saying. I hoped the calendar would kind of help explain. So I am going to be doing this. Obviously this will take a while. I make about I bring home with my paychecks about $3,000 a month because each of my paychecks are $1,563. So I will be attempting to save up 2 paychecks worth of income into my checking account slash, I don't know where exactly I'm going to put it yet. I might just put it in our joint account or something to kind of be like an emergency fund, or I might keep it in my checking. We'll just have to see like how it goes as I save. But basically, once I pay off my last student loan, which should be paid off in May, and once I have the $1,500 to $2,000 that I am planning on saving up to replace my credit card for work travel. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I will link the video up above where I talk about my updated goals for 2020. But those are my 2 main goals that I'm hoping to accomplish by the end of July. My student loan should be paid off in May, and I'm hoping to save up that $1,500 by the end of July through business income. So that is my plan for that. Once those 2 things are saved up, I will be starting to work on getting a month ahead on my expenses. The way I'm planning on doing this, and it's going to take a while, like I know it's going to take a while, since it's not like super pressing, since we have an emergency fund, I'm okay with it taking a while. But basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to add it as a sinking fund and just treat it as like something I'm saving incrementally for over time. And I think that's going to be the easiest way, because then I won't like think about it, because I don't really think about my sinking funds. They're just part of my budget and I just save them. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Obviously it's going to take a while because I'm not going to be putting a lot of money into that account at a time. I don't want to be, since it's not like super pressing. If I didn't have an emergency fund at all, I would be more concerned about it, but I am kind of just doing this for my own peace of mind, and just be honestly just because I want to, so that I don't have to like worry about sticking to my budget as closely. I know that sounds bad, that's not really what I mean, but like my budget is pretty tight, and I don't want to have to worry about if something goes slightly off the rails because an unexpected expense came up or something like that. I don't want to have to be worrying about covering my bills for that month. Like, I want to know that those bills are already covered and not have to worry about them. So getting a month ahead is a good way to kind of do that in my mind. Hopefully this makes any type of sense to you guys at all. It makes sense in my mind, but that is kind of what I'm thinking, and I'm not sure how that will change how my budget is done. Probably won't, because I'm still gonna split everything the same way. It's just gonna be income that I already have. I just won't have to think about it as much of what comes out of what paycheck. I can just pay stuff when it's due and not have to worry quite so much about when my actual paycheck comes in, especially with business income. Since I'm pulling business income over into this budget, starting probably in May, it helps with kind of budgeting with that money, because that is variable income and it can be a little bit tricky to budget with. So that is kind of just my thinking on that. If you guys have any tips, if you guys are a month ahead on your finances, let me know how you did it and what worked well for you. If you have never heard of this or have never done it before, let me know what your thoughts are about this, if you think it's worth it, or if it's just better to save a bigger emergency fund, because I did kind of go back and forth on that. Should I get a month ahead, or should I just save up more in our emergency fund? But I think right now I will just do it this way, and then maybe once I am out of debt, I'll just use the month ahead money to add to our 3 to 6 month emergency fund. But this is what I'm thinking right now. Hopefully this made sense and gave you guys kind of an idea of how this process works. Obviously I can't tell you like how to get a month ahead on your finances, because I haven't done it yet, but I will definitely keep you guys updated as I try to do this, and let you know how it's going, and you'll be able to see it every month in my budget once I start, because it will be a sinking fund. But hopefully this helps you guys out a little bit. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe to my channel. I put out new videos every Tuesday and Saturday on budgeting, productivity, and building multiple streams of income. So I will see you all in the next video. Bye.